Hello, teachers. This is your Monday math lesson for week 3 reptiles. And your focus is ovals and diamonds. Now, I picked ovals and diamonds this week because you've already gone over squares and circles, rectangles, and those are all, once you have done that. Now, if your class is having trouble still identifying circles, this is for pre-K and preschool. Early P's, you guys are have a different video coming. But if they're having trouble, as if the average of the class or the majority of the class is having trouble with circles and squares, rectangles and triangles, and identifying them, please let me know so that we can slow the roll and maybe do it again. But if you guys, for the most part, everyone's doing it outside of like 2 kids or something, or it's hit or miss, like they know it sometimes, they don't know it, then go on. But if we're losing, because sometimes shapes and they should be good. Knowing the kids, I don't know about Miss Rachel's class, but they should all be on board and ready for ovals and diamonds. And they generally know what they are. So I take back all my concern. But just in case, I want to be at their pace and not trucking along without them. So this is activity. You're talking about ovals and diamonds. And I want you to show them the closeness and the similarity between circles and ovals and squares and diamonds. I want you to get their critical thinking skills going, where they can look at them and say, what makes the square different from a diamond? They both have 4 sides. They both are in that shape, but what makes it different? And see if they can discover it on their own, or introduce them to how they can see it's different. So I have this activity with pipe cleaners, where you will need to pre-make a square. It's not a great square. I did it really fast. Don't judge me. You'll need to pre-make a square pipe cleaner square. So there's plenty of pipe cleaners. You should be able to get this under control, get these made, and then you're good. For each person in your class, pass this around, ask them to look at it. What is this guy? And hopefully they're saying, because it looks better than this, it's a square. And you go, very good, it is a square. And so how can I make my square a diamond? And see how they can maneuver their pipe cleaner to make it more like a diamond. You could say, oh, I will move my sides, or whatever. They can try to figure out what they can do to make it a diamond. So if I have a square, what can I do to make it look more like a diamond? And they can turn it and figgle it. That's not a word, I don't think. But that is the fun of it. And then you do the same thing with your circle. Hey, I have a circle, and this is going to be made out of cardstock. So you can get these tickets and use a strip of tickets if you want, and just tape their sides. But cut some strips of cardstock and pre-fold them into circles, tape, staple, whatever. And then say, okay guys, what is this? After you've done the rectangle, and each one now gets a circle. And you say, okay, what is this? And they should say, this is a circle, even though we're talking about ovals, and they know that. And then you say, well, what makes this, and what makes a circle this? And then show them something that's an oval, and say, what makes these two different? And then then they should say, it's longer, it's smaller, it's thinner. Let them really try to figure out what makes the difference between the two things, especially with the older ones. And then you can say, well, can you turn your circle into an oval? And you can let them maneuver it, and then you can show them, look, I just pressed in my sides, and now I've made an oval, like an egg. Got my circle, and now I have my oval. It's more of a critical thinking skill and a engineering type skill, to where they can manipulate one thing into the next. So that should take some time while they're figuring it out. Help them some, but don't give them everything. So that is your math lesson. Unless they're super struggling, then help, because we don't ever want anyone to feel like they're failing in an activity.